call the Paulding County Board of Commissioners December 11th board meeting to order, and welcome all invited guests. Again, I do not see any elected officials. Brian will bring forward the people wishing to speak, and only 3 minutes of silence your phones. We are honored to have the colors posted by the young adults that we've already heard from or met. It's the North Paulding High School Junior ROTC. Before we ask them to post the colors, I'm going to ask Mr. Pownell if he will lead us in our invocation. Stand ready.
Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for the opportunity that you've given me the past 8 years to serve this county. This being the last meeting, I also thank you for the opportunity that you've given Vernon and Tony to serve this county. It's been an honor and a blessing to do that, a privilege to do that, and I don't think any of the 3 of us have taken it lightly. Thank you so much that we were able to come to you in prayer with each and everything that we did. I thank you so much for just leading, guiding, and directing us. Father, I thank you for this county, and as we finish up this year, we have a new year starting in 2019. And only you know what's on the horizon for Paulding County next year. And I just pray for great things. I pray for Sandy as she takes the seat that I'm in. I pray for Chuck as he takes the seat that Vernon's in. And I pray for Brian as he takes the seat that Tony's in. I pray that you'll just give them guidance, and just be with them each and every day as they walk through this process. I pray, Father, that you'll just touch the citizens and that you'll give the citizens patience with them as they're learning the process, and that you'll just have the citizens ask questions in a way that those 3 can find the answers and work together with the 2 that are up here now. I pray for their families. I pray for their health. I pray that you'll just pour many blessings down upon those 3 families. I pray for Sandy and her health as she goes through the process that you're leading her through. I pray that you'll just give her healing, let her know that you're with her all the way, each and every day. I pray you'll hold her hand. I pray you'll touch her and just love her through this process. Again, I thank you so much for the opportunity that you've given us. I pray that you'll just bless Paulding County and bless the citizens of Paulding County. I thank you so much for this time of year, the Christmas time of year that you've given us. In your Son's name, Jesus Christ, that I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Colors. Hold. Left. Place. Reason. Arms. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner, post the colors.
Post the colors, please.
Harry, colors. Post. Reason. Arms. Order. Arms. Left. Base. Forward. March.
Thank you, North Paulding High School JROTC. Under minutes, action to adopt the November 13th, 2018 work session minutes and the November 13th, 2018 board meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second? I'll second the minutes, and any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We'd like to announce that on Friday, December the 21st, at 9 o'clock in the morning, there will be a Board of Commissioners swearing-in activity at the courthouse next door. No other announcements. We have no invited guests. Under bid awards, we have one is action to award the design build of the East Hiram Sewer Improvement to John D. Stevens with Phase 1, this preliminary 30% design, not to exceed $107,337. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pownell. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. We have no reports from committees and departments at this meeting. We have no one who signed up to speak on agenda items. Under the consent agenda, action to approve the 13 consent agenda items. Do I hear a motion? Motion to approve. Motion approved by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pownell. Is there any discussion?
I'm just double checking.
Okay. Good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Old business, we have none. New business number 1 is action to place School Road at the top of the water line extension list, exempting the participation percentage requirements, and instruct the water department to begin engineering for the installation of the line and install the line as soon as possible. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Crowe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to make an amendment. I'd like for it to read, action to place School Road at the top of the water line extension list and instruct the water department to begin engineering for the installation of the line and install the line as soon or as once the 70% signatures have been attained.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? All right, we have an amendment.
Yeah, we have to get the original motion amended at this point.
So we have a motion to amend the original amendment. In the,
No, you need a motion.
we already have a
You
motion.
have a motion to approve, and there's no stipulations on it. So the question is, do you want to vote on that? Or do you want to withdraw that motion and change the wording?
I'm going to make a motion, correct?
Correct.
What you're asking me for is to remove my motion.
If you want to withdraw it, you can. You're the only person that can.
I will withdraw it, then we can have some discussion. I make a
Well, then
motion
you
to
need a
withdraw.
new motion.
Well,
You need a new motion. So Vernon, you're up.
Okay. I'd like to make a new motion. Action to place School Road at the top of the water line extension list and instruct the water department to begin engineering for the installation of the line and install the line once the 70% signature requirement has been attained.
Okay, so that's a new motion, and we need a second.
We have a second for Commissioner Collette's amended or new motion. Okay, without a second, the motion
Guys,
dies.
so we need another motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve it as it is.
We have a motion from Commissioner Crowe to approve it as originally written. Is there a second? The motion dies as it is, and move on to number 2.
All right, we need a new motion.
I'll make a motion to deny.
Okay, we have a motion to deny the number 1 new business as previously read. Is there a second? I will second. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to have some discussion, Tony. I hate making that motion to deny. You have done more for the people of Post 4 specifically for water than we could ever give credit for today. And I want to appreciate you for that. I also have friends on School Road, and I understand the need for water there. We have a procedure in place that people can get efficient county and get on the list and get prioritized. As Lori said earlier, but it's based on participation, but also benefit to the county and status of wells. There are 2, potentially 3 roads that have already done that, and without significant reason stated to move this road ahead of those folks that have already done that. I feel that would be wrong for the people who have done that already, but also it does set a precedent for future roads that want to be added, bypassing the process. And so I think that though I want the folks up there to have water, and I'm certain to get phone calls about making this motion today, I feel it's the wrong thing to do.
And I'll just chime in. Tony, you've been a champion for water, and you and I have sat across the table early on. And to me, it's more important than gold. Water is. But we do have procedures and protocol. We do set precedents in what we do up here on this panel. And I just think we need to, and just the change in the procedure was 2017. So that's only a year ago, so it's not, like some of our ordinances are 20 years old, so that's fairly fresh. So I just think we need to stick with our adopted ordinance.
I won't chime in at this time. I have done my level best to put water in areas where people don't have water. We're still talking about 2 roads where some of the citizens don't have water. I was asked by one of the folks out there on Benson Road who attends a church out there on Sundays that don't have any water. As a commissioner, what do I go to church? And I said, I do. He said, do you have water? I said, I do. He said, what would you do if you didn't have water? I said, I'd either leave that church and go somewhere else or find a source of water. That road has been approved. I walked the street. I got everybody's signature. I have not had time to walk this particular one. But I've asked Ron Davis and the rest of these commissioners to go home. Turn your water off. Turn it off for 2 days. Come back and let's take this vote. As a leader, sometimes you step across a line. Sometimes you have to say, well, we got to do this. I know it's not protocol, and I'm not blaming Lori. She has been a jewel, a gem to work with. She has helped me in a lot of areas, and I'm not blaming anybody. This happened 30 and 40 years ago. And I've made the statement before. I told Dave the other day, sometimes as a county, we are like a premature birth. We got to catch up. We can do without a lot of things. I can start naming things that we have spent money on that's ridiculous. I mean ridiculous. But you can't tell me one thing that's more important than water. Not one. If anybody here can tell me something more important than water, stand up. Anybody on this board tell me anything more important, stand up. Somebody needs to start standing up for the citizens of this county, not worrying about some stuff that we don't need to worry about, that we're spending money on. And yes, I felt uncomfortable putting this on the agenda, but it's the right thing to do. If these other commissioners choose not to support it, so be it. But I'd ask you to go home, commissioners, turn your water off. Come back and let's talk in a day or two. I got a woman that's 78-year-old out there that's called me. That said, I said, I'll bring you 5-gallon buckets of water, and I would have. She said, Mr. Crow, I can't lift them to put them in my commode to flush it. Then I got a blind man that said he's stumbling across his pasture toting buckets to water his horses because they don't have water in his well. Y'all tell me something more important than water, and we'll work on it, okay? I'll forget everything about water in this county. But you go home tonight, turn the spigot on and get a drink. Try to flush your commode when it's just been used. How some of the people tell me, and Dave was in the room, look, I have company over, I have to ask them not to flush the commode unless it's necessary. We had one that told us a story about, listen, I got 2 houses, 1 well, but I got to have the rent off this house next door, so I don't use water. I go to Cartersville to wash my clothes and take a shower so that my renters can have it. Now, I gave y'all my spiel. Breaking protocol or not having water, whatever you want to do. The motion still stands.
Lori, what were the 2 roads you said that you had out there right now that you got 70% participation agreement on?
Mount Moriah and Buchanan Highway.
Mount Moriah has been approved, has it not? The survey been done. The wheels are in motion on it. We're not trying to stop it or get ahead of it. I personally walked that road and got signatures. But Mount Moriah is what's the other one?
Mount Moriah and Buchanan Highway are the 2 that we have that we have received the petitions. Leggett Road is our 3rd that we're evaluating what we received.
Have we got 70% on Leggett Road?
I believe we do.
So when are they planned to be done?
Well, based on our funding, they would not be done until fiscal year 22. Mount Moriah is scheduled for fiscal year 20. And Buchanan Highway is fiscal year 21.
It may help to explain the logistics. If y'all remember, you guys put in the budget that $500,000 a year, a fiscal year, would go towards this. And I believe Mount Moriah's project cost essentially 2 fiscal years, which is why it's not slated until 2020.
So it's fiscal year 19 and fiscal year 20 funding
Right.
for Mount Moriah.
And the county, through the general fund, Tabitha, you can correct me if I'm wrong, added another $500,000 last calendar year, last FY.
You contributed $433,000 in for fiscal year 18.
That's the complete overlook in Pine Ridge.
Overlook.
Okay. Tony, I'm passionate about this also. And, my maternal side of the family is very agricultural and in the country. And I'm blessed to go to a church that digs wells in Africa. I would like to have a list of anybody in the room who knows somebody in Paulding County that doesn't have water. I would like to know those names and addresses, phone numbers. And actually, outreach pastor from the church went out to Moriah Baptist Church, and they said they were okay. So nobody in this room wants anybody to be out of water. It's lifeblood. So we need to take care of it through churches or more up in our new commissioners, up in the 500,000 average to higher. We need to do what we need with something that will correct it.
Well, the church is not all right. It has 3 dry wells. Geographically, whatever's happening is happening. The wells are going dry in that area. There's certain things, now we can go out there and give them another dry well if you want to.
It's my understanding they're doing bored wells, which are a lot shallower than drilled wells, which are like 5
I
times
don't
deep.
know if it's drilled or bored. I just know that they're not okay. I know that they take the water out there in the tank on the back of a flatbed truck. William Moore takes it out there, puts it in the well. They use it to flush the boat, hand out water to drink. I guess that's what they mean when they say they're okay. One of the citizens out on that same road told me they were okay. There's 3 of us live here. We take a bath out of the sink and get water out of a rain barrel to flush our commode. But we're okay. Now it goes back to this, I don't want to blame anybody. I don't. And I'm a little bit shocked at the biggest bond we've ever did in this county is what? Water. We got a water reservoir going out there. We all support that, every one of us. But I don't care if you're the best quarterback in the world, if somebody don't put you on the field to play, you ain't worth nothing sitting on the bench. I don't know what the solution is to this. Lori has worked with me. She's the one got the $500,000 a year set aside. I didn't. I went to her, she did. And I'm gonna give her credit. But that still don't change the fact that we have some problems. If there's some way to get the money, let's get the money. One time, I'm not gonna get into what you said, but you know and I know what you told me. But we still don't have water in some areas. We can't have water everywhere in the county. I know that that area out there is by far the worst area. So like I said, motion stands, and every how my fellow commissioners vote, this will be the last time we all get to vote together. Vernon has shared his heart with me. Vernon told me earlier, so I'll go out there with you, help you get to 70% if you need to. But now I'm hearing, well, even if we get it, it'll be what before we can do it, Lord? Even if we got to 70%, how long, how many years?
Fiscal year 22.
I won't be dead by then, I reckon.
Lori, earlier you said that when you were speaking about this earlier, you mentioned that the status of the wells was a piece that went into the prioritization of the list. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So if there's a situation that makes it more dire than other areas, which would warrant a reprioritization, what's the process that they would need to go through to get reprioritized?
That's a prioritization that we would do within the water system. We would then bring to the water and sewer advisory board, and to bring to it.
So you would recommend to the water advisory board, they would vote on approval recommendation, and then we would do that?
Yes.
Those roads, Lord, that you talked about, I know Mount Moriah, I'm familiar with it. But you said Buchanan Highway and Lady Road.
Yes.
Do they have any water now, or just a bad quality? What do they got?
I did not bring the Buchanan Highway information with me. And I guess what I'm looking at, I've got one well on School Road that says they have a flow and capacity issue. And out of the responses that we received.
Any other discussion?
Yeah. I'd like to have something that we could go away here today with some sort of a win-win, or at least a partial win for the people out in the neighborhood. I don't know what that is, Mr. Crowe. I don't know what that is, Mr. Clay. Mr. Chairman, Davis. I don't know, Lori, if we can, I'm willing to go out there and, after today, we got 20 more days. I was down in the first floor a few weeks ago, and we were joking around about something, laughing and cutting up, me and a couple of inspectors, and somebody from the water department stuck their own hand over the little partition. Quiet. She's on the telephone. They all said, you're gonna get us fired. I said, fired? I've already been fired. I'm just working out a notice. And them boys just thought that was the funniest thing. It's true. So I got 20 more days. If I can go out there in 20 days with you, Tony, and knock on doors and get 70%, if there's a way for us to draft this to keep us in compliance, and us bring back those signatures, that's what I'd like to see us do. If there's a way to do it, it's worth it. And Tony has carried the water on this, and rightfully so. And you may think, well, they sure are spending a lot of time about water. Well, there's a lot of things that we're charged to do. There's a lot of things that we're not charged to do. Sometimes you get caught up in the things you're not charged to do, and the people suffer that don't have water. And Tony's right. Last year during this time, folks were out without water, and the power went off. Had folks tell me, said, you know, I thought being out without power was bad, but being out without water is worse. It's true. So is there a way we can draft a motion to put something out there that allows that to be the next road in line, if we can get the 70%? I'm willing to go out there and help, and maybe the new commissioners coming in will do the same thing.
Question, do you want it to be placed at the top of the list or fourth on the list?
I'm not-
By next road, I don't,
I'll go along with Bernie's suggestion if you want me to. I don't want to jump ahead of any of these other roads, but the next road from this day forward, after you get these other roads done, let it be the next one on the list to be done. And I will personally go out there and I'll walk and get the 70%. And not asking anybody else to do it. I can do it even after I'm out of office, I can do
So
it.
just a question here, if we go out, or anyone goes out, and gets the 70% and turns that into the water department, they go forth on the list, it doesn't need action from this board to happen. Is that correct?
correct.
Well, then let's schedule a date, we'll go knock on the door. I'm good with that. I think that leaves that avoids setting precedents for putting one group ahead of another one. And that would put the fourth on the list, and if there's issues with the wells going dry or any contamination in the well, Lori just mentioned the process that they can take that to the Water Sewer Advisory Board, who could then bring that forward to us through the proper channels. And I'd be happy to do that.
I think we got some good action items here.
Yeah, I think you're correct that if you get the 70% and you turn that into the water system, it would be the next one in line just by virtue of that happening. So it wouldn't take board action. That actually goes with your 2017 policy.
And we can reprioritize it if we need to based on a recommendation from the Water Sewer Advisory Board.
Right. That's correct. So if that's the thought process, then you would just need to, well, I mean, I guess we have a motion to deny right now. You would deny it and just go forward under that plan.
Okay, so we have a motion to deny, and we've had discussion. So we take a vote. All those in favor?
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm looking at Mr. Crowe. Is there anything else?
Nope. Done all I can do.
There's always the table motion.
Yeah,
Or
I
you-
don't want to deny this. I want to,
Like, we just wrap it up in a pretty red ribbon. It goes along with everything that we're supposed to do anyway. Can we just, let's fashion it that way, put a bow on it, and we still got to do what we got to do. When we get this done, we have to table it.
Tony? You put it back on you put it back up front, and we'll do what we can do. I'll help you. I don't mind knocking on doors.
I get it done.
I know.
Here's the problem, though, 70%, and then looking at the years that Ms. Ashmore brought up, you know, it's 21, 22. As you're bringing out, the people need the water now. I'd like to know the names and the addresses.
I'll be glad to get them for you, Dave, bring them to you. But like I said, now, if you want to go out there to the church, several of the members, you know most of them. So sure, we'll take another dry well. There are people out on Overlook where they had the same problem. They were paying people to frack their wells. Joey Pike spent $4,600 on his to get water. I appreciate you thinking, saying, well, look, maybe we can get them a well. Maybe we can get somebody to donate them a well. I get it, and I appreciate it. And I'll get you some names, 2 names this next week and get them to you. And you can act on that if you can figure out a way to get that done. I appreciate it. I'm sure they would.
Please. Okay, so where we are is we've got a motion to deny with a second. We've had discussion. So we either need to remove that motion, Ron, or we need to vote.
I'm gonna withdraw my motion, and I'll make a motion to table.
Okay, we have a motion to withdraw the denial motion, and, you know,
So that's on a motion, the person who makes the motion can always withdraw it. So he's withdrawn it, so now we need a new motion, and that's your motion to table, is it to a time certain, or?
Our options, we're not gonna approve or deny, we have to table, right?
Right.
So I will just table this, and I guess we can make a motion to table that.
Okay. And then you can hear him, but he said he made a motion to table indefinitely.
we have a motion to table indefinitely the situation with the water on School Road, and is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion on tabling it? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. And any opposed?
Nay.
How'd you vote, Ron?
I voted nay. I'm sorry, I voted aye.
Okay, so
Vote passes 3-2. New business item number 2 is action to adopt amendments to Resolution 18-54 by adding changed wording in paragraph 4 and paragraph 5. Do I hear a motion?
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pownell. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 3 is action to approve the request by the Leadership Calling 29 class to design and create a mural on the backside of the amphitheater located on the southeast end of Veterans Park. Do I hear a motion? Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion? I'd just like to point out that Jeff Barkins, and I don't even know one other member, you probably know them, but I don't know who's in his class. But it's a very excellent project. Some people mentioned that this morning. It's probably going to be a pretty expensive project. And we do have the backing of having Scott Green to oversee that. Somebody local, as Mr. Pownell brought out. That park out there is really a well-used park, and so thrilled it's named Veterans Park. And I think it's getting better and better as those trees grow and all. So I think it's a wonderful project. So everybody in Pauling 29, thank you. And that's all, I guess. Anybody else? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 4 is action to approve the appointments to the Planning and Zoning Commission with a term ending 12/31/19. The chairman is vacant this time. Post 1 commissioner is Matt Lowe. Post 3 commissioner is Ellis Aston. Post 4 commissioner is Roger Leggett. Post 4 commissioner is Jody Palmer, and City of Dallas is vacant at this time also, and City of Hiram is Michael Sudan. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve Matt Lowe as post 1, Ellis Aston post 2, Roger Leggett post 3, Jody Palmer post 4, Michael Sudan, City of Hiram.
Do you have a motion
Second.
and a second? Commissioner Collette, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 5 is action to approve the appointments of to the Water Sewer Advisory Board with a term ending 12/31/19. Chairman is Bobby Maddox, David Barnett, and Bobby Hollis. Post 1 commissioner has Jeremiah Fields. Post 2 commissioner has Michael Creighton. Post 3 commissioner has Jim Smith, and post 4 commissioner has Wayne Kirby. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Approved by Commissioner Powell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 6 is action to approve Waterworks Group LLC contract for amendment number 3 for engineering services agreement for water system staff augmentation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Powell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 7 is authorize the chairman to sign the agreement regarding grant right-of-way
That's the way it's done. The agreement is a grant of right away.
A grant.
Have to change.
Okay. Let me just start over with number 7. Authorize the chairman to sign the agreement regarding grant of right-of-way with Warren McClendon Jr. and Sylvia Jane McClendon, and execute all documents necessary to close the transaction. The purchase price for the land is $68,000. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Approved by Mr. Powell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 8 is resolution 18-60, confirming the executive session for the purpose of personnel, real estate, and any potential litigation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Davis, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Abstain.
One extension 401. Okay, we need to take care of the items from the November 27, 2018, 2 p.m. call planning and zoning meeting. -15-Z is application by Hakeem Damani, H. Damani Investment Group LLC to rezone approximately 1.31 acres from R2 suburban residential to B1 general business to add to existing commercial partial for retail purposes. Property is located in land lot 161, District 3, Section 3, west of Cartersville Highway on the northwest side of Cochran Road in Post 4. The recommendation is approval with a 4-0-1 vote with 8 stipulations. You do not have to read these stipulations.
Correct.
Okay. So we entertain a motion.
Motion to approve these stipulations.
Motion to approve with 8 stipulations by Commissioner Crowe. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Powell. Is there any discussion? All All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Twenty 18 Zulu application by Rhonda Sievertson to rezone approximately 1 acre from LRO low-rise office to R2 suburban residential for residential purposes. This property is located in land lot 728, District 3, Section 3, the west side of Cartersville Highway on State Route 61, south of Braswell Mountain Road in Post 4. Its recommendation is to approve with a 4-0-1 vote. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Crowe, and is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. 2018-19-Z is application by Terry Dobbins to rezone approximately .53 acres from R2 suburban residential to B1 general business for retail purposes and a driveway relocation. Property is located in land lot 1112, District 2, Section 3, south side of Ridge Road, west of Hiram Douglas Highway, State Route 92, located in Post 3. The recommendation is for approval, which is a vote of 4-0-1 with 14 stipulations. Amended to 12 stipulations. Amendment to stipulation 12.
Yeah, so there was an amendment to stipulation number 12, and they added a stipulation 14, so now there's 14 stipulations.
Everybody got that? So I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve for the 14 stipulations.
Motion approved by Commissioner Collette with 14 stipulations. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pownell. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to just mention stipulation number 14 is the chain link fence. Vernon and I have had some conversation around this, and because I hope that years from now, we don't remember our last meeting as the meeting where I'm going head-to-head with everybody. Vernon and I have a disagreement on this fence, and my point of view on the fence is the neighbor asked to put that in as a stipulation, and the applicant agreed to do it. It's common when you're rezoning stuff from to business and it's going to border some residential that there's a undisturbed buffer or a berm or trees, something gets planted to shield one from the other, because the reality is neither one wants to see the other one in their backyard. This fence was asked to be put there to keep people out and to keep trash from blowing in, and the reality is that this fence isn't going to, it'll keep trash from blowing in right there, and it'll keep people from crossing in right there, but there's nothing to keep people or the trash from going around the fence. I think using the hand of government and forcing the man to put in a fence that he doesn't need is wrong. So as the motion stands, I would be voting against this for that reason, though I do support the gentleman rezoning his property. I just, he also owns the adjoining property, and the fence actually can just stop there, so people can just walk around the fence, and he would be in compliance. And that's, he seems to be a good neighbor to the other man. They both seem to get along and be okay, and maybe they can find a way to find a fence solution without government forcing it on one or the other of them. But I can't support this for that reason.
Well, Ryan.
And I love you too, Vernon.
As you know, you were there. The neighbor did stand up and say, hey, I'd like to request a fence. And right away, the man with the project stood up and said, I'll do a fence. So I don't see government forcing anything. He didn't back down at all and say, he doesn't think he should do a fence. He said, I'll do it. So I have no problem with that.
I know we've had that discussion, and we don't have to have it. We don't have to have it here. I just I feel it important to mention this. I think that the guy seems to have a nice driveway, a nice hayfield, and he wants people not to walk on the driveway, trash not to blow in his field, that he can put fence around his property. That's my opinion on it anyway. I just don't think it's right for us to, you know, he can agree to do it, but then when we vote on this, if this motion passes, we are forcing it. We are requiring it, whether he's willing or not, we are requiring it. So that's where I stand on this.
Any other comments? Okay, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 4-1. 2018-20 Zulu is application by Ronald A. Crow, rezone approximately 14.2 acres from R2 suburban residential to A1 agricultural. For agricultural purposes, the property is located in lots 1202, 1246, 1247, District 3, Section 3, south side of Chester Harris Road, west of the Dallas-Ackworth Highway in Post 4. Recommendation vote was approval 401 with one stipulation. And I will entertain a motion.
Somebody's not going to make a motion on this because it's his property, so I will make a motion to approve with stipulation.
You have a motion to approve, and is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Is there any discussion?
Are we really going to approve this? Scott asked me to do something else, but after the meeting's gone the way it has, I thought, no, I'm not going to. It was Scott.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
I'll be abstaining.
Four abstentions, 401. Okay, that's the conclusion of regular business. Dave, hold on a second. We don't have any executive session. The public participation on non-agenda items, we have none. I would like to say something in appreciation of the host commissioners, and there are a lot of ups and downs in government, and the board of commissioners is no exception. But I was very proud that the post commissioners asked the incoming commissioners to sit in on the executive session, because I certainly don't remember inviting them. But I would have, but I didn't think about it. But there was really an atmosphere of collaboration and just genuine acceptance of a change. It's another one of those changes where you pass the baton when it comes time to pass the baton. It's going to happen to anybody that sits on this panel. So I just appreciate that. I want to express that, and somebody else said they had something.
Yeah, I'd like to say something. The last 4 years have been probably one of the greatest honors of my life. I appreciate the opportunity to serve Pollock County and the citizens. I will never forget it. It's going to have a special place in my heart. I also want to thank each and every person up here, including you one. And I feel like the other commissioners are probably very, not probably, they are very godly men. I think it's a very godly board that we've had, and it's been a pleasure to serve with them. No, we're not all perfect, and we didn't always get along, but thank you.
I think Lonnie was one of the ones that also wanted to make sure they were in there so that we could all talk about what needed to be talked about, so they knew where we were at and where they were going. And, like I said earlier, I appreciated it, enjoyed it. It's been an honor and a privilege. And, we may not have always agreed, but I can tell you this, we've always been here working. I think this is, we've had a lot of meetings.
I want to thank Paulding County for giving me the privilege of serving for the last 4 years. I really do. It's very special when the people of the county seek to elect you for whatever reason. But it's been an honor to have served with these guys. This has definitely not been a go along to get along kind of board, and I appreciate it.
Dave, if I could just say, I just want to say thank you to you three guys. Obviously, from this point of view as a citizen, from the service that you've given to the county and the time, but I have a little bit of a unique perspective serving with you as post commissioner. I was thinking about the three of you individually. Todd, when I came on, from the get-go, was always encouraging me to continue to be an independent voice, form my own opinions, and go get opinions of others. And Vernon, I've learned a lot from you about looking at the details, getting into the nitty-gritty, especially when it comes to numbers. And Tony, I remember when I first got to know you, it was when you first ran for commissioner and had those signs with that nifty little slogan that said it's about people, not politics. I remember before I met you, I thought, well, that's a nifty little slogan, but as I've grown to know you over the last decade or so, I've learned that that's not a slogan for a political campaign. You live it day in and day out, and I think it's evidenced perfectly by the passion that you displayed earlier today in this meeting. You really do make it about people, and I have the highest regard for all three of you, and I will miss you.
This time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
I'm good. I will make a motion. Oh, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Pownell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collette. Third. Fourth. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?